All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ecstatic. YouTube has rolled out a feature many of us have been asking for a long time. That feature is kind of revolutionary, but at the same time, it's also a little,
disappointing.
it's a little meh. It's the metric that they're measuring for. So those of you guys that watch our channel, you guys understand that right now, the lion's share of what we do in terms of the revenue that's generated from Blessed God Studios is YouTube. Right now, that's not necessarily a good thing. I know a lot of people are like, I want to be a YouTuber. Listen, YouTube is finicky. The algorithm is up and down. We hit summer slumps. Sometimes the views go crazy. It's an interesting way to do it. So as we're actively creating products like our leadership journal, leadership planner, our prayer journal, so on and so forth, we're still creating YouTube videos across 3 channels. And this feature is a helpful feature. The feature that they dropped on us is the split testing thumbnails feature.
Now, if you're not familiar, A/B split testing is a system used in marketing for lots and lots of years. Ever since, I mean, you could test things analytically, I think, online, which is you put one thing against another and you see which one performs better. So typically you would see this in Facebook ads where you can run the same exact ad, same sort of video, same description. And the only thing that is different is the headline. And then you'll change the headline depending on the hook. And then you could run that and you can see which ad performs better. And then you can just turn off the one that didn't perform as well, run the new one, run a new A/B split test. So that's what A/B split testing is. And so the ability to A/B split test thumbnails then allows you to not only guess, hey, let's try to get a good thumbnail so that a lot of people click into the video and watch the video. We can now actually use analytics and test which thumbnail is going to perform best. Because it often happens that we make a few thumbnails and we say, okay, guys, which one do you like the most? And we ask everyone in the room, we all select one. If it doesn't do well, we then switch it out afterwards. Right. This now allows us to run all of them at the same time. It equally distributes each thumbnail to each viewer, to the different viewers. And then it gives you an analytic segment based on which one performs best. Now, typically you measure based off of
click-through rate.
Click-through rate.
And click-through rate's important because that is people seeing the video, and as people see the video, they then click into the video based on a click-through rate. Now, the thing about a click-through rate that most people misunderstand is like you can't really clickbait people anymore. Like the click still requires the initial 30 seconds and the initial frame to match with the video, so people will click out. This is why your initial who's watching at 30 seconds is also something revealed. So usually we're after click-through rate. But what YouTube is doing with this specific new feature being rolled out is instead of telling us what the click-through rate is for using multiple thumbnails, they show us what the watch time is and then auto-select based on watch time.
So this is the new estimated time remaining. So this is when you click, when you run your test, this out pops up. In a second, we'll show you actually where this is revealed. But what we got here is watch time share. And so this thumbnail had 52% watch time through the video. This thumbnail had 48% watch time through the video. Now, what we did is that it's the same topic, it's just a slightly different image. So the color is changed, and then the image in the middle is slightly different. And then the picture of the guest is slightly different as well. So what they're doing is that they're measuring based off of watch time share. But what we just said was we measure the success of a thumbnail based off of click-through rate.
Click-through rate, and click-through rate's also factored into the first 30 seconds of a video now.
Exactly. So here's why they're doing watch time share. How was the winning thumbnail selected? The winning thumbnail generated the highest share of a video's watch time. Why is watch time share used? Great thumbnails don't just get viewers to click, they also help viewers understand what the video is about so that they can make informed decisions of what to watch. By selecting based off of watch time share, the winning thumbnail is the one that gets viewers to both click and stay to watch. Additionally, YouTube's search and discovery systems consider both when ranking videos. Choosing thumbnails based off watch time share will benefit both you and your viewers. Now,
so Zach doesn't like this.
I hate it.
I like it because I think it optimizes for what YouTube wants to optimize for. and what we actually want, which is we want people that are going to watch longer, not just people that are going to click into a sensational video. And that's a broader strategy that we've been implementing for years. We stopped doing celebrity pastor videos. We stopped doing as many like Joe Rogan, oh my gosh, shocking type titles, even though we still do some of that. We're intentionally doing things to move away from what I would call like, I don't know, videos that are sensational, right? And so I'm all for it. I think this is fire. I don't care as much about the click-through rate because the value of someone that clicks on a video that actually wanted to click in and watch longer, the value of that person watching the channel is way higher than someone that passively clicks on something as like keep me company in the background content.
So I have a massive rebuttal to that. But first, I want to show what the actual... where you find it. If you scroll down to where you typically open your thumbnails, you can hit test and compare. This is the new thing here. You'll click this and you get 3 options, and then you can upload 3. And then that is where you will see it'll start running your test. To rebuttal that point, a thumbnail, its sole purpose is click-through rate, right? It's to get people to click on the video.
After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.
Now, regardless of whether you are running a video and you want to be as literal as possible, that's just a race to the bottom as far as actually getting people to watch the video. Meaning, the purpose of your video is to get people to watch. That's why we do retention tactics. That's why we think through our videos. We think of interesting topics. We make sure we're experts in what we're talking about before we do something. But the goal of a thumbnail and a title accompanies that, and it delivers someone into that space. Now, why it's a race to the bottom is that if you are only optimizing for watch time share, it would actually be best to do a thumbnail or a title that's 99 characters long, maximum being 100, a thumbnail that shows every single element and is as literal as possible, because that means the person that clicks in is going to know exactly what they're clicking into, and they're going to watch the longest. So does that make sense? So
it makes sense. I still don't understand why that's a bad thing.
Because you could race to the bottom, you could drive your click-through rate down to 1%. And it's actually not serving the people that maybe are uninterested in a literal packaging.
Okay. So now what you're getting into is the idea that Sean Cannell coined that I think people misunderstand, where they say click bait. We like to say click bless.
Click bless.
Because you get someone to click in.
Yeah.
And they may be like, yo, I thought this was going to be a sensational video about the video we just put out. Something I need to apologize. You put like, what did you say? Sorry, but in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was one of the thumbnails.
Yeah.
We ran 3.
Yes, we ran 3. So people click into that one because they think I'm apologizing for it. It's a YouTube apology video, but it's really just a video about sanctification and walking with Jesus. Right. And so they clicked in expecting one thing, but then they got something different from the video.
Yeah. I want to show, I guess my thought is that like when I'm looking at this, when I'm looking at these thumbnails, one statistically has a higher click-through rate than the other.
And they're not telling you.
And they're not telling me, but no one's going to look at this and say, one of these doesn't tell you what the video is actually about. With the example you just used, sure, that one's a lot more mystery and intrigue and trying to get people to click in for like, what the heck is he talking about? Because it's a broad topic. But statistically, it would actually be better for us to optimize for watch time and click-through rate. But you can't share, they're not sharing those statistics with us. So it's just a race to the bottom. And furthermore, when we actually click on reach and click-through rate, this is this doesn't help us anymore. It doesn't serve us. Do you know why? Because it's telling us a click-through rate based off of 3 thumbnails that were run. So it's telling you an average click-through rate, but one could have been a 1% click-through rate and one could have been a 20% click-through rate. And we wouldn't know which one is actually the winning one. So that's why this new click, it bothers me. It bothers me that they gave us A/B split testing, but it feels like they were more scared of having a clickbait resurgence more than they were of serving the creator. Now, of course, there are some people that would freak out and be like, or, that would be like, I'm just going to optimize for absolute clickbait. But then if they're not getting good watch time, they're still getting suppressed in the algorithm. So you think if they are optimizing for watch time, I think that's awesome. And we're being honest with our thumbnails regardless. I want to use a thumbnail that has the better chance of people actually being interested in it.
Yeah.
And so
listen, I don't mind. I don't care. I think it's good that they rolled this out. Here's the funny thing. I was telling Net about this. I was like, oh, YouTube just rolled this out. And she's like, you guys just got this?
100%.
And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, like split testing. I mean, people have been doing that in email marketing for decades.
For the beginning.
And I was like, oh yeah. So it is funny that they're like just giving us this feature when in reality,
when people have already built massive empires off of YouTube, which is interesting.
It shouldn't just be click through or watch time. It should be title. We should be able to change titles.
Yeah.
Right. In a perfect world, you got options for thumbnails and options for titles. You give us 3 options for titles, 3 options for thumbnails, and then let us select what we want to optimize for.
And I think to that point, it's like, how are you going to be 2 decades late to A/B split testing, not share the click-through rate, and it's not even titles and thumbnails? They didn't solve the whole problem. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's a step in the right direction, but it doesn't solve the problem. And then like not being worried about click-through rate is like an absolute like leisure benefit of being
I think when you use the features that YouTube rolls out,
yes,
you're going to get more burn in the algorithm, and you're going to make content in accordance with what they want, which is watch time. They want watch time. They don't want people clicking in and clicking out of a video. They want watch time. So I don't have an issue with it. I think like if that's what they want to optimize for, that's already the strategy we're going towards. I'm cool with it. You're nerding out, and I appreciate it because this is what makes you great at your job, because you do all the titles and thumbnails. Sometimes you get us in trouble, and sometimes
Samaje does a lot of the thumbnails now.
Samaje ain't as wild as you with some of the.
All I'm saying, no, I'm saying statistically, this is another really good example. This is
Zach could talk about this all day. By the way,
this is a video that could have gone either way. This is a video where you reacted to a scene from The Chosen, but you opened up about the massive amount of pastors that were falling into moral failure. So I was like, all right, did we package around the Chosen, or did we package around like the pastors falling, Ruslan being like, we need to talk? This one outperformed in watch time share by 10%. It probably did better click-through rate, but we're just guessing. Yeah. So I think this, if I see something that outperforms in watch time share by 10%, I'm for sure choosing it, even if it's a little bit lower in click-through rate, because there's a even bigger metric. But we're just left in the dark, and we're hurting.
Okay.
So
it's okay. We're not hurting. We're fine.
I'm hurting.
You're hurting.
I'm in pain.
I'm in pain.
I
think it's great.
Just knowing that they messed up all our analytics. But to your point, and you've always they 100% do. You go to the click-through rate and you're like, this doesn't mean anything anymore. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Because what would we do before? Oh, this video's a 9 out of 10. Let's go check the click-through rate. What are we checking now? We're just like, well, we uploaded 3 thumbnails.
Click-through rate is probably the most essential to get a video off the ground initially.
Yes, 100%.
Which is fair, but I think overall, like, wanting to make better videos should be the long-term strategy of every creator. Because if you're not making better videos,
100%,
you're not building deeper relationship with your audience. And if you're just another guy that's talking about the same things, you are a commodity. And I refuse to become a YouTuber that's a commodity who has a gang of width and no depth. And there's YouTubers like that. There's YouTubers out there that got millions of subscribers, and they cannot sell anything. They cannot move the needle. They cannot get people out to an event. They cannot get people on their Patreon. I refuse to be that. So that's why I'm like, I don't give a crap.
But here's the thing. They grew by shorts. They didn't grow because they had good thumbnails.
That is not true. That is not true.
No.
Yes, we know some of these people.
Okay.
They're going to remain nameless. And they do views, but they struggle to get their Patreon off the ground. They do views, but they struggle to sell merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's
why? Because they don't optimize for watch time and building a rapport and a relationship with their audience.
Yeah, and I think that's done over a long period of time as well. But when you're talking about someone starting, I think like diverting to like Mr. Beast, like we just need to make better videos, is like the opposite of what people that are struggling with YouTube need. Because I think we go back to like your system, upload frequency, upload a lot, right? And then like, what's the most movable actual metric that we can create a better skill at, and that's click-through
We're
rate.
talking about different people.
Long-term brand versus
Getting somebody off the ground and make their first couple $1,000 off of YouTube is a different metric than what we're trying to go and what we're trying to do right now.
100%. And I'm speaking to click-through rate as like the new beginner creators
that's fine.
that are trying to do a thing. And I think it's a beautiful mix.
Yeah. After the incredible success of our Bless God prayer journal, many of you guys began to ask for something that had a planner. And so we combined our Bless God prayer journal with a brand new leadership planner that jam-packs the same things from our prayer journal with a planner, goal setting, leadership meeting, and notes. With the next pages, you can see different sections right along here of this leadership planner where you can start out with actionable goals, 12 months of calendar, our original prayer journal prompts, our leadership journal with the proven problem solution framework, and of course, just free write notes. This leadership planner is based off of Matthew 25:14-30, which of course is the parable of the talents. The vision of the planner is to help you make the most of your time, talent, and treasure. Head over to blessgod.shop and get yours today. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.